Did you say
Um,
Debbie Ryan's house?
Not Debbie Ryan, no. Debbie Bry, go away. Okay, so anyway, so as I said, I've known Kim, I want to say it's been like way over a year now. We've been friends, and I always just look up to her. She's just like that person that you can message and just she was at one point, she was like, I need someone I can just message when I have really good news and I want to talk about myself. And I'm like, oh, me. I love when people tell me good things. I'm like, let it be me. And then she does the same favor of letting me do the same thing when I'm really proud of myself. And I'm just like, I have no idea who to tell. And so when she hit Circle of Excellence, not just 1 month and not just 2 months, but after 6 months, she had hit it. And then they extended the program. And then like she hit it 7 and 8. And I was just like, oh my God, Kim, you're freaking amazing. So after hitting that 12 months and I saw her name up there, I was like, ladies, we have to bring her to Team Nail Gals and to her team and find out what magic she is doing, because Kim has got what's going on. She knows what she's doing, and I know we can all learn a lot from her. And if you're on Team Nail Gals, I did give you some homework. You're supposed to try and come up with 1 or 2 questions that you might want to ask Kim. So I'm hoping that you got something down. And if you're not on Team Nail Gals, feel free to ask Kim anything you want. We would love to hear what you want to ask her for it. So Kim, thank you so much for being here.
Hi, thanks. Now I feel like that was a lot of pressure. What if I don't tell you anything good? I'm just kidding.
We'll just sit here going, oh.
Okay, so should I just dive right in?
Yeah, go for it. Whatever.
Okay. Okay, so some of it I'm just gonna read because I don't know, it just feels better. And other stuff I'll just talk about. So I just started hey everyone, I'm so super excited to be here. Actually, I'm a senior director and I really don't do trainings because they make me nervous. But when April asked and she would had a date, she was like, we'll do it this time. I was like, okay, we're doing this. So I knew it was meant to be, and that's awesome because I've been working really hard on it. I go live I try to go live often, but it's really hard because I get in my head. I did do a 30-day live challenge on my personal profile and I really recommend it. So my tips for hitting my tips for hitting Circle of Excellence. I think that there's a lot of things that I do. Sorry, I drink a lot of water. I think there's a lot of things I do, but the one biggest thing I think is that I'm very consistent in posting in my VIP, in my parties. And I will tell you, I do struggle with parties. And I kind of got in my head and was like, yeah, I'll just do it in my VIP. But it's a lot more work. Just doing those parties is just so much easier. This month, I actually did 16 parties so far because I'm trying to hit that. I know. It's been crazy. Well, 16 total. I'm sorry. I have 16 booked. This is not normal for me. Okay. What?
For January.
Yeah, this is not normal for me. Okay. I usually do just a couple.
Okay. We might need we might call her back for some how she's booking 16 parties in a month. That's every other day.
I just literally messaged them and said, hey, I went through my VIP list and just messaged people and said, hey, I'm looking to book as many parties in January as I can. I'm trying to earn a trip to Punta Cana and get you as many free sets as I can. So who wants to do this? And then I do booking games, but I find that just messaging people works a lot better. But I wouldn't change those booking games. I do love them now. But consistency, I really post 3 to 5 times a day in my VIP. If I only post 1 or 2, it's a bad day. Something happened, I was busy, and when I post, I'm not consistent with my, what I post. It's totally different. I post the restocks as I get to them. I post I post this or that. I post fun things. I don't post, my goal is always to post more about myself, but I find that most of my VIPs are my Facebook friends. So because I friend them all, so they kind of know. But I try to work on that. Let's see. Okay, another thing that I consistently post about, and April can probably attest for this, is about what Color Street has done for me. And it doesn't have to be a big, long thing. I do like big, long things, but Well, that didn't sound right. Okay, I like big long paragraphs, but what I
Kelly's like, this girl was meant to talk to us tonight.
God, that was terrible, and it's recording. All right, anyway.
You know what, Kim? I teach middle school. This kind of stuff happens all the time.
Oh, I bet it does. I bet it does. Anyway, you can just post like a snapshot, like, okay, I got my team leader and above gift. So you can just post a picture of that, like, oh my gosh, I love, that this company does stuff like that. Anything that you post that's eye-catching, that's not like buy my product, but you're getting people like interested. And some people prefer not to put that they sell coloristry on their page or like really tell people. I prefer to like really put it out there so they know like this girl sells coloristry. But I don't share many like buy from me posts. I just share things like that. Like you can share like little tiny things too. You just have to be careful and you have to put the income disclosure. But you can post little things like, oh my gosh, coloristry just paid for my coffee. How exciting is that? People love that. Like I actually started doing this just because I post everything on Facebook. I just was sharing, so I have it for the future and with my family and friends, whatever. And I realized that people love it. Okay, so trainings. Even though I don't like to do them, I like to watch them. I watch and listen to them constantly. Like I was saying earlier, when I'm cleaning, when I'm driving, sometimes I sit like this and watch them, but I'm always constantly trying to watch them. I make sure I do a certain amount a day. I love the Connect the Dots because it's 20 minutes. It's super easy. That's like a quick trip even to like the kids' school or something, and even if I can't watch, I'm still listening. I'll just set my phone down and listen. I feel like they've changed my life. It's kind of funny. So a story. So I never want to go live because I feel like I'm a hot mess and I don't want people know it because they know me, but I don't want to I don't know. I'm supposed to be professional. I feel like, right? So I started watching Connect the Dots when they started, but about 6 months ago, I decided to really pay attention with intent about mistakes that happen, things that slip ups of the word, like that they say or whatever. And I will tell you, these people are human. Those girls above us are human. Oh my gosh. So it really it showed me you can do this. Who cares if you're a hot mess? Nobody. They're either going to listen or they're not. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, right? If you change one person with your words, that's all that really matters. So I feel like that's something that I never expected to get out of Connect the Dots that I do. But in the Tuesday trainings too, things happen constantly. I'm like, wow. But I never realized because that's not where my mind was. It was focused on learning. So I am a big fan of trainings. I try to take what I learn and implement at least one new thing. Sometimes you can't, obviously it's hard, but I try. That's my goal. I think the biggest thing that I do is I talk to people a lot. The other day I counted, it was 3 hours. I had 17 unread messages. Not even, there was some of those were group chats, but I'm saying 17 boxes. I talk to people a lot. I jokingly offer the business a lot. I really offer the business a lot. This girl texted me today, said, I want to have a party every 3 months. She just had one. The party did pretty good too. And I was like, why don't you just sign up? And I've already asked this girl 3 times to sign up. I don't care that she said no, I'm going to keep asking. But I make it jokingly. I'm not just you should sign up. I'm like, oh my God, you should sign up. It'd be so fun. And then if they say, I'm like, okay, no worries. I'm really chill about it. And when people say, I don't know if it's the right time, I always say, I'm in this for life. I'm not going anywhere. So when you're ready, let me know. And then I just keep messaging them until they join. And I just talk to them. That's the biggest thing. I don't message them and say when are you going to join? When are you going to join? When are you going to join? I just say, hey, how's it going? What's going on? And just talk to them. And then they ask me how I'm doing. And obviously my life is a lot color street. So I just share that. And that gets people excited because they're like, wait, I can do that too. Yeah, heck yeah, you can. I also try to make new friends with everybody, anywhere I can. Oh my I just, Tiffany's comment in the group, she's right. And look at you. So hosting parties, I think, is a huge, huge part. And I really think that we just need to stop overthinking it. Just do it. Like, just do it, because reach out to people. Like I said, make it simple. Hey, I'm trying to book this. I'm trying to do this. This is why. Do you want to host for me? I talk to people a lot too, so I feel like it's not as weird when I just like message these people out of the blue, like, hey, I'm gonna host. And they either respond or they don't. There was a training and she talked about how we worry so much about what people are gonna think, and it doesn't matter. Because guess what? They may be annoyed for 3 seconds, but oh well, they're gonna move on. And my biggest fear always is annoying people, because that's what I don't want to be. I don't want to be pushy, and I don't want to be salesy, and I don't want to be annoying for Color Street. I'm annoying for other reasons. I don't want to be annoying for Color Street. So I think that really just reaching out and doing it. Most of, okay, I already shared how many I booked was 16. It was 16. See, I was right. And most of those were because I reached out directly. There was a few from booking games. And I think one, that girl I was just talking, I told you she should join. She came to me and said, like, I want to book a party. Okay. So, but mostly you have to just reach out. And I hate doing it, but you have to. It just is what it is. And you guys, there's formats like Visibly that you post my party, etc. They post your party for you. I like Visibly because that's what I learned to use, and I couldn't figure out Post My Party. So, but once you have your template, you can literally share it with your whole team, and then they just have to change. Like, it literally took me like less than 20 minutes to set up every party, because I did the Facebook thing. I connected the Visibly to Facebook. I uploaded it, and then went and added host link, foundation, current foundation, you know, a few other things, and it tells you what you need to update. So it's really cool. So that helped like a ton. And then if you only spend 20 minutes and then like commenting here and there, if people comment, if your party is a bust, I know they just said don't use that, then it doesn't matter, because you really didn't waste much time. I think I kind of touched on this, but again, talk about why you love Color Street. Like because I don't know if you know this, but there's this thing called FOMO. It's called Visibly, Bizzlie. You can YouTube how to use it. Like, just use like how to. It can teach you the whole thing on YouTube. It's wonderful. YouTube is so great.
How much one does that one a month?
It's 10. There's a free version, but I think you can only track one new group a month. Because I emailed them, and I think that's what they said. But her response was weird. I was like, I forgot to post in my group chat and tell my team. So some of you were on probably like, oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. A big thing is like, be authentic and be you. People constantly are like, well, what exactly to them to get them to sign up? And I'm like, it's different for every single person, because everybody has a different reason that I thought that they should join. Everybody has told me different things. So I just really honestly, a lot of people that I've enrolled, it's because I just was talking to them about what was new in my life, and I was really excited about it. I think that being yourself is like the most important key, because when you try to do what I am so guilty of this. Like, well, she did that and it seemed to work. And there's a difference between asking. I will ask, I'm not gonna lie to you, I have messaged top leaders and said like, hey, I have a question about something you posted, or whatever. I don't care. They can not respond if they want to. Like, it took me a really long time to do that. But last year I was like, no, I'm going to do it. Got some really great advice, but doesn't mean that I'm going to take everything and be 100% what they are. Just like the nail bars, like Nikki, girl on my team, sorry. she creates the templates and then I'll just go and edit, you know, as it sounds right for me. So I think that that's like a really big thing that people are always trying to, people can tell if you're people can tell if it's not you. I'll tell you one thing, I have definitely cold messaged people. Like, I mean, I've messaged people like, hey, join, have a party, whatever, like I just told you I did. But I've messaged people like a copy and paste that was sent out, and it does not get, I actually had a couple people message me like, did you really send me a copy and paste? I'm like, yes, I did. And they were so surprised because it's not me, and they knew the wording was not me. But when I send a different copy and paste, like they can tell, like Kim wrote this and whatever, it, you know, it was special. So let's see. Oh, and having like they say, having an enrolling mindset. I am not kidding you. When I meet somebody new, from the moment they say, hi, how are you? That person is either going to, best case scenario, join my team, because why wouldn't they? They're going to be a customer. Or if those two things they're not interested are, they're going to be a friend. So when I meet somebody new, every time my goal is to have them be one of those three things. And obviously, most of the time they do not join, or my team would be ginormous. But that way, the more, really, honestly, people usually join when you become their friend, when you care about them. And I'm not saying, don't say things that you don't mean. Like, don't ever say things that you don't mean, because people can tell. Like, I can't tell you how many times, because I have 5,000 friends now. I don't ask. And so I get messages constantly about like, join my team or whatever. I can tell instantly if it was their trainer who taught them how to do that, or if it was like, because of how copied and pasted, and like just so robotic. Like, and I gotta tell you, it turns me away. I don't like it. Let's see what else. We already talked about enrolling mindset. I try really, really, really hard not to be spammy. Like, that is like when I first joined, I was really scared to be scammy. Or spammy. Did I say scammy? Spammy. And now I feel like that's like just really helped. Oh, and your brand. Find your brand, because I always ask people, like, what do they think of when they see my profile? Like, or because they know me, like, what do you think of? And there's such a big list for me that I'm like, I don't know, I have so many. And my cousin and she's also my business coach. I don't know. She does it, and she said she would do it with me. So we started. It's kind of cool. But she's like, you do have a brand. I'm like, oh, I know. And then I was waiting for her to tell me what it was. And she was like, your brand is that you tell everybody everything and anything. And that is funny, because people think that I share absolutely everything on Facebook. And it's like, because I share so much that they just can't fathom the stuff that I don't share. But that people, like, I cannot tell you how many people, because I'm raw and real and I just tell the truth. These are things people tell me all the time. They come to me, they talk to me, and when they talk to me, then they start asking questions, or I bring color straight to the conversation. Yeah, I think that's it. I feel like that's all stuff you guys have probably already heard, but it's true.
I love it, Kim, because you're very, like, I feel like I know you. Like, when every time I read something, I'm just like, oh, I get that. Like, when you were having the issue, like, with the mask, just to begin with, like, and not being able to go, and just sharing your journey of like being able to finally wear one. I think you finally wore one somewhere, and I was just like, oh my God, Kim did it. Like, I felt like it was a victory, and like,
It's funny. Because, that brings me to another thing about sharing your goals, but this is exactly a good point, because that's so true. Do you know how many people reach out to me, like, comment on random threads, like, message me like, oh my God, I saw that you're wearing a mask, like, that is like the best thing ever. And it's so crazy, because people do, like, and when I swear sometimes it feels like if I don't hit a goal or something, that like my VIP like thinks that they didn't hit it or something, because they are like so involved. Like I share all the time about like circle of excellence. I mean, I've had people join. That's why it's so hard, because yes, I hit 12 months, but I've definitely had people who like literally were like, hey, I'm signing up for you just because I know it's the last day and you need somebody. And some of those people have went on to do good things. Others have just went on to just be by for themselves, which, I mean, either way they signed up, so I guess that's good. But like, I just feel like people want to celebrate with you.
Yeah. I know I had someone join last year. I was really working towards Cancun, and I was just talking to a friend. I'm like, come on, just get the kit. Like, just, you don't have to do it. It'll just be fine.
You have to do it.
I just need you to get the $300 once, and they'll give me my point. And it wasn't it like, and she did it. But about, I want to say maybe like 6-9 months later, she was like, oh wait, I think I actually might want to sell. Like she never like was inactive. She was like doing things, and she's like, yeah, I'm kind of selling things. And now she's like, I'm gonna have parties. So there could be people who do favors for you, and then like after like a little while go, oh, this is fun.
Yeah, so it's crazy because I cannot tell you how many people told me that. Well, I just want to sign up for the kit. And I'm like, okay. Like a few leaders on my team joined just because they wanted the kit, or I don't know, that was like a long time ago why they even joined, but or they loved the not nail. Like for me, I never joined to be a leader or anything like that. Like back then, I was like, I like this polish. It took a minute for me to for me to try Color Street and actually like my friend begged me to host a party. Well, she gave me a sample and I took them off. My nails are naked. And then I'm like, she called me like a couple hours later. She's like, how do you like your sample? I'm like, I took them off. You only put 2 nails on. She's like, you're supposed to paint the other ones. I'm like, we don't own nail polish. So, and then a little bit later, she's like, please host the party for me. Please, please, please. So I did. And she's like, I said to her, I'm not promoting this stuff. Like I had a party before and it was really good with some other stuff, and I'm not promoting this. So she was like, one of my like best friends, she just rolled her eyes like, okay. So she comes over, she's like, I'm coming over tonight. I'm like, okay. And then she's like, we're gonna go live in your party. I'm like, okay. Then she like tells me before, she's like, we're gonna put a set on you. I swear to you, I said to her, I'm not paying for that set. She's like, oh my God, shut up. So I fell in love. My party was great. We did keep it open for a month, but it was great. It was over $1,000. And so I was like, okay. And I fell in love with them. I'm like, I have to have these in my life. Like, I'm not paying full price for these. And I never expected leadership or anything. Like, I didn't think that was possible for me.
And can I ask, like, since you decided to do leadership, like, what is it that, like, what makes you keep working harder for it? Because like you love it now. Like I watch you and you're just like, it's great. So I would just love to hear from your perspective. Like why would anybody want to do this?
Oh man. Well, like for me, there's just so many things. Like, so I'll start for like what it does for, but I don't know. So I like to like see other people succeed. So like having a team and watching them get excited about like BQ and Comma Club and all those things like that, to me is really exciting, and I love that. And I like to watch people grow into leadership. So I like that. And so I feel like, but for me, it drives me because there's always something new. There's always a new goal to set. Like last year, I set my goal at $2,400 every single month. I was like, that's what I'm going to sell every month. No, I didn't. Like, I don't even think I might have hit it once in my life. I'm actually probably going to hit it this month. Knock on wood. But, but I feel like for me, there's just there's a reward in leadership too. Like you get a special training on, and I'm so into like all this stuff. Like I seriously have right there is like jewelry that I've got in my Circle of Excellence plaques, my flowers. Like I'm really weird because I don't actually really like gifts like that, but like to me I earned it, or like they gave it to me because they thought I did good. So like I don't know, that helps a lot. Even though the money's not really a big deal for us, it doesn't really matter, but I kind of like am in competition. Like my husband has been in the Army for 11 years. So like my competition, like I want to make as much as he does. Like I just do. So like, I feel like it's all these little things but I am so passionate. So I feel like, and I'm passionate because I worked for another company only for 5 months, and I left because of the company, like for real. Like I left because of like the company and the product, and I just was like, yep, nope, this isn't for me. I did have a small team of 5, but cost a lot of money to sign up, so I felt really bad leaving them. But so I was like, no, I'm never doing another direct sales again. So the fact that I jumped into Color Street is just insane, by the way. But I feel like I couldn't have picked a better place because they care. So like when I work for them, I'm like, they care. They do nice things all the time. They're constantly working to make things better. Like that's crazy to me. So yeah, I don't know. That was a long answer.
I love it. And then, I mean, if you guys are in training, like one of the cool things that we do at conference is that team leaders and up, you are invited to a special leadership conference for like a few hours, and then there's a special lunch, and then there's gifts. And it's just like, I mean, it's just so cool the way that they just treat you like royalty. And then when you get to director, they start sending luggage, and then senior director, you start getting invited to other retreats and getting more luggage, and then executive, then there's like all these incentive like things, and then senior executive, there's like trips, and like there's special Facebook groups, and like you get to hear all of the special stuff, you know. I mean, it's mind blowing to see what is done for so many of the ladies that we just know personally.
And it's like I talked about FOMO a little bit, and it almost is like that for me, because like I just want, like I want to know what they're doing. Like I want to know, like even though the gifts, they're not going to do anything. They're not going to like, but they're there, and I know I earned them. Like the senior director, I was like going, like I have to hit this rank because senior director, because I have to hit the trip. And unfortunately, I think the first month was the first month I didn't hit it. So I was upset, but I was like, you know what? It's okay. And then they were like, you gotta get it this however many months, one of the months, so you can go on the virtual thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And like when Mr. Park gave us 50 dozen roses, like I just don't even like, who does that? Like what? Like delivered to the house. That was for because
it's 50 roses, not 50 dozen.
Oh yeah. God, I say that every single time, and somebody has to correct me. I'm like, oh yeah, 50 dozen. You know, my whole room would be full. He gave us that because we couldn't walk. And that's another thing. Like I just set like goals that I know I have to do. So at the first conference I had went to, so not last year, but the year before, I went there and somebody had said, I think that directors get to walk across the stage. So I was like kind of on the fence, but I didn't really know because there was rumors that it was senior directors and I didn't know who to ask. So I just, whatever. So I got there and I found out that I couldn't. And I was like, that's okay, because next year I'm going to walk across that stage. Unfortunately, I didn't get to, but I got those roses. So it was like, and then I'm like, okay, you know, there's tons of more ranks up, like, and lots more to learn. So I'll get there.
Yeah, I got that. That goal is for me too. I was really excited to walk across stage, and those roses were beautiful, but just getting to walk across.
I know. I'm like, I have to be able to walk next time. Okay. I have to. It's just like these little things I like put in my head. And it's so weird because I have never really been like, I don't know. I guess I haven't really found anything I've been passionate about in my adult life. And so this is really cool. It's fun too.
So ladies, now it's your turn. So if you have questions that you've been thinking, like you've have written down, or you just kind of, as you've been listening to Kim talk, have any questions, I mean, ask her, just pick her brain. She's an open book. So
I am an open book.
But don't all be quiet like we are with Debbie.
Yeah, I'm not Debbie. You don't have to be shy. Although Debbie's amazing. If you've never met her, she is so funny.
So I missed the whole thing. Can you start it from the beginning?
Basically, she enrolls like a crazy person, and everybody is different. There is not one thing that she does. She treats everybody different, and she just enrolls like a machine.
I have a question.
It is recorded though. What? Yes. Okay. Sorry.
How, on average, how many nail bars do you book from other bars? And I guess how do you ever have like when you friend do you friend the people that are in the party too?
Okay, so it's so hard because so I do a booking game now, and that's where most of the parties come from. Randomly, I'll get like a message that says like, or a comment on like the host post and get one. I actually got one last time, but mostly they'll do the booking game. But I find that a lot of people don't respond to the messages, or they like if they win a party, they open it and they just don't play. So I'm changing it so their prize, if they win a prize, is not going to be something that I have to mail out. It's going to be like $5 off your next buy 3 get 1 free or whatever. But it's not going to be something I have to mail out anymore. I'm done with that. But it's so I not many. Like even a few, but like not many. But my parties are so it's very hard because I am like a perfect example. If you work
I'm
for
in a
your
Zoom
parties, you'll get them.
meeting, but
Because when I don't try, I'll get like or like hardly try, I'll get like 2 parties in a month. But when I like try, I mean I get well apparently 16. So it's so up in the air. But I feel like mostly I get them from messaging directly and just asking like, hey, can you book or do you want to book a party?
What booking
And
game are you currently using in your parties?
wait, what?
What booking game are you currently using in your parties?
I use a different one every time. Nikki has made a lot of them. She just puts like a picture and then like the other picture it just says whatever. Usually it says win a prize but then she started doing the one where she put like the discount and I was like, oh, I like that way better. What was the second half of your question, Abby? I forgot. I know.
I forgot too. I feel like that circled it around.
Okay.
Do you friend everybody in your party?
Oh, do you friend everybody? Oh, it's so hit or miss because like this month I didn't really friend anybody, but I do friend people who join my VIP because I feel like those, but I'm torn on friending during the party because I don't know if I should friend at the beginning or the end or the middle. So I try to friend people that like I would actually want to be friends with. Like if I have tried friending everybody, but I got close to the max list and it was a lot of work to clean out your profile. You'd be surprised. So I kind of just try to add people that I like connect with.
So do you get a lot of options from those parties that help that you end up enrolling? If that makes sense.
I don't know. Wait, so so like if I enroll the stylist and I booked parties off her party, is that what you're saying?
No, like the parties that you get. Never mind. I can't think of what it's. I'm going in a circle here. Sorry.
I hear you. You can circle back if you need to.
Like if you okay, just never mind.
Okay.
Someone else can ask something.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Okay, so not that I'm super new to Color Street, but I'm relatively new of a few months. And one problem that I have, and I think it has something to do with my age and the very, very small town that I came from, but a lot of my like what parties that I'm booking, because I don't do that many because I'm also in college full time, and I kind of just was like, I want to do like, the 4 parties a month kind of thing just to like, have fun doing it and stuff like that. But I have a really hard time with people taking me seriously, like my hostesses, and I think because I know a lot of them, like not super personally, but I know them through someone. I'm not too far out from like the beginning thing, but because of that and my host is not like taking me seriously during parties like that, like like helping me engage with people that they know, because I don't really know the people that they know. Like I'm having a hard time like making sales so much of just like getting them to like connect during parties and stuff like that. Do you have any advice on that? Because I haven't hit the threshold of people like I don't know yet.
So I'm like the worst hostess coach in the world because I don't know how to do it. Like I'm actually like watching a lot of trainings right now to make myself a guide of how to hostess coach. But I feel like you're right. If they don't do it, they won't. Do you ever just tell them like, hey, I need you to be present in the party because if you're not, nobody's gonna buy. Like I sometimes feel like you like, and I'm so torn because like I had a party last week. And this girl did not like she probably won it on a booking party. See, that's the problem. And she's in my VIP, like she shops for me. I know her. And she didn't really do anything. Her party had 0 sales. And like I would try to message her and she just would not respond. So I try really hard to not focus like bad. Like if somebody is not willing to put in the work, it's not even work, then I try really hard just not to give them my energy. Like I know that sounds really bad, but I just feel like there's a million billion people in the world. And if you aren't going to do it, then it's not going to work. But there have been times like, because I go for goals, so I get desperate. Sometimes I'll just message all our guests like, hey, we're having this party, whatever. And I don't make a habit of messaging guests because I just think that's like a lot of extra work when you could just tag them in a post. But I which I just learned how to do since I got a laptop, super exciting. But sometimes I will message the host, or message all the guests and be like, hey, she's this far. I made a graphic that says it's interchangeable, so you can just put your new host's head in there, and it just says like this girl is, and then at the bottom it says so far away from her awards. So I will, depending on if it's a lot of dollars, I try to put like 3 buy 3 get 1 freeze. If it's like like 2 buy 3 get 1 freeze, I'll try to put the dollar sign or say or 2 buy 3 get 1 freeze. Sometimes that works, but again, it's so hard because if the host isn't active, then the people just have no reason to care. But Jackie McGowan was talking in the Jumpstart to Success maybe, and she was saying that if you talk to them and you say to them like, hey, you have to treat your guests like they're in your living room. Like if your friend commented on something, you wouldn't just ignore her, like you would respond. And I thought that was a really great way to do it. And also getting out of your circle. Like when you getting out of your circle is, I've met so many people through Color Street, and the people who like my family and friends did not really order from me. Like some of them did, but it was not like a huge thing. A lot of it was just them hosting and then getting me out of my circle and to meeting new people that I never even would have met.
Yeah, my mother-in-law didn't start. I've been selling Color Street for 3.5 years, and my mother-in-law, I think, finally started wearing it about October.
Yeah.
2020. Mm-hmm.
My mom just started too. Like I'm like, I've been selling for 2 years, so just over 2 years, and it's like they'll try it, but they don't regularly wear it. And I had an aunt that would order a lot. She still does sometimes, not nearly what she used to, but she would order just to like help me. But I'm like, which is amazing, let me tell you. But it's like, I want more people that want to wear it and tell people. I also have people pass out my business cards. Like every time they get notified or every time they get compliments.
And how do you talk about the business opportunity in your parties? Do you offer it to each person? Do you have like a few posts about it? What do you do?
Hold on. Did you want to say something, Susan?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I wasn't sure because it was like frozen.
I was just going to tag onto what you were saying, that my current party right now, we are 1 buy 1 get 1 away from her earning her January hostess incentives. One buy 3 get 1. So not only did I message her and say, hey, I've done what I can do, it's your turn. You've got to message your people, say, this is where I am. We're close to the end. Do you want me to close it? Do we leave it open? What do we do? But what I also do is I put a message in my own VIP and said, those of you people that said you're willing to buy to help somebody's party, now is your time. I have 1 buy 3 get 1 that I need for a party. Can you help me out? So
Yeah,
I
that's a
use
good
my
idea.
VIP to help my parties as well. So
That's a good idea. Did you ask how I share the business in groups?
In your parties, like how do
Oh,
you
in parties. Okay, so there's a few posts that were written. I think I edited one of them that are just like, it just kind of talks about it. There's little things I think in some of the posts. It's really Monica's party, but we just tweaked it. So there's a couple, but for me, I feel like I don't post enough about it in parties because I don't know how. So I just like post things. And then if people comment things like, oh my gosh, I want so many, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's why I signed up. But you could host a party or whatever. But I think that a lot of the reason for me that I enroll is I talk about it a lot in my VIP group. And then on my personal page, I share about Color Street, like why and how, whatever. How great it is. And in my VIP, I just straight out post like, hey, I'm looking for people. And then I see who comments or like, and it comes up a lot because people will just be talking to me about Color Street. And then I'm like, you like it? Like the girl I just enrolled, I've been asking her for months too. But she kept talking about how she goes on Pinterest constantly for these nail fees. I'm like, if you join, we have a special group for you that you can go in. So like I would, I just kind of go off their comments, but there's a few posts like in the template that I use about the business, like if they want to join. The old one had a party link or your enrollment link attached, but I don't think the new one does.
And Crystal commented in the chat, like, what's a good way to get your VIP group more engaging? Hi, Crystal.
Hi. So I actually have like a little secret trick that I was telling somebody today, or somebody's. Oh, I think it was our push group. When I feel like it's low, so I do a lot of like this or that. Obviously, I do a lot of like, what is your favorite, whatever, just things to get them commenting. But one thing that I really feels works is every so often I make a post and it just says like giveaway, and all they have to do is comment on it. And this gives what this does, and then I give away a prize or a free set, or you can do a discount. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I don't usually tell people what I'm giving away because it really sometimes it depends on the post. Like it depends on how many comments I get. If I get 20 comments, then I'll probably send him a small prize. If I got like 50, probably send him a set. If I got any more. So, but what it does is it helps your engagement. You can also tag people, but by tagging people, you just go tag and then you just type in like A, add all the A's, B, add all the B's. But it gets hard when you have a big VIP group. I tried that one time. I think it only tagged like 95 people. I was like, that was a waste of time. But that way it helps your algorithms. The more people comment, the more your algorithms. We used to do a top contributor contest every month. I do a nail fee contest. This is every month. If you post your nail fee on my group, you're entered to win a free set. If you post your Tuesday, you're also entered to win. Nobody's taking me up on that, but when I give them a Tuesday, I say, hey, join my VIP too. If you post your nail fee on this thread, you'll get entered for a free set. So I just try to make it like really fun for them, and like a lot of things that you have to comment on. And sometimes at the very beginning, I would literally, when I posted things, I would literally message like my close friends and be like, go comment on this. I have no shame. It helps your algorithms. It really does. I don't do that anymore, but I used to.
My husband's in my VIP and I usually put him to that task.
See?
Yeah, my brother's in mine. My brother does it.
See, it works.
He added a bunch of his friends the other day too, so.
Yeah, Crystal, some people do that welcome thread. I never have. I don't know why, but I think it's a good idea. But I never do. I don't know why. Oh, look,
I've given away a lot of Tuesdays doing that, posting in the welcoming people in, and then telling them, if they want a free sample to let me know, and then I send out Tuesdays that way.
Yes. I had a lot of people comment on the one I wrote today in the party. That's a new thing I did do with parties too, is every night for the first couple days, I go on my thing, I hit welcome new members, and I just write like, hey, I'm welcome to welcome to the party. I'm super excited you're here. About samples, and then I say something else that gets them commenting. I can't remember. And sometimes nobody comments. Whatever. Sometimes other people comment. A lot of it is getting out of your head. A lot of it really is. It's a lot mental stuff.
Do you go live in your parties?
No, because I can't get out of my mental self head. I did this last one, and the girl did interpretation, which was really cool. But it was really hard to get on. We had to do StreamYard, and she had to set it up, and it was not ideal. I'm like, see, this is why I don't go live. It's so scary, but it was okay.
I'm so glad you said no, because I live in an area where our internet is so bad, and I feel like I'm missing out because I'm not doing lives, because when I go live, it'll like shut off in the middle of it, and then I look like a crazy lady who's just trying to do a live because somebody told me to do a live. So I'm thankful for your honesty today.
You're welcome. I think lives are really good, especially like in like on my public page, and I don't know why I don't go live on my VIP, but I feel like nobody ever watches them, and that's why I never go live. I think that I have to get over it. That's another thing, like it's in your head, like who cares if nobody comments, just go live anyway. But I also get nervous about saying like that I'll go live, because after sometimes I just surprise them, because like my life is busy, and it's sometimes I'm doing parties while like I'm on the road or I'm still at work, like, and so I can't, things just happen, who knows. But I think that lives are fun. But I think people really get to know you. Oh, thanks, Nikki. I said that I did see, I was telling you guys earlier, I did the 30 days of live, and I did it great, Nikki said. I did that on my Facebook.
Well,
People
how
love it.
How does the 30 days of live work? Do you just like talk about anything you want?
Yeah, I always thought I was going to have a plan. Like I was like, okay, I'm going to have a plan, but no, I just talked to people. They thought it was like the best. I had like so many people message me like, when are you going to go live again? One girl was like, I just really love doing my makeup while listening to your lives.
Was it your VIP group or your personal page?
My personal page. I'm like, ugh. And I would always say like, they're going to be short. And then they were like forever long. And I said I was going to do one in January, but it's the 20th and I haven't. So obviously that's not happening.
I'm
So
afraid.
we got 11 days to go. Go for it.
I'm afraid to go live in my personal page versus my VIP, because I feel like I'm closer to the people on my VIP page. And then sometimes I will say I'm going live in 15 minutes, and I feel like if I just do it right then, maybe nobody will hop on, but at the same time, I can just ramble on. And then if I do the 15-minute thing, it'll just be like, yeah, I'll just be like quiet, and then like,
I know, it's nerve-wracking. It makes me really nervous. I don't know why, because people say they're so fun, but I don't know. It's weird. You're like talking to yourself, and like, what if you mess up? What if somebody walks in like, oh, I don't know. My kids, my husband, like, I get scared.
Welcome to virtual teaching 2020. I'm going to tell you that I have been staring at a blank screen since March, and I just sit there and talk to myself. So honestly, if you're a teacher, you got really good at talking to yourself, so that you could just talk live and go, well, anybody could be here, nobody could be here. I don't even know in my classroom. So really, it's great.
Oh my God.
Happen.
I enjoy going lives in my VIP group. Oh, sorry. I think I interrupted. I was going to say, I enjoy going live in my VIP group because they know me in real life. They know I'm a total mess. And, I can just say the dumbest things, and I'm like, that's me. But then when I get in a party, I'm like, I have to be professional now. And then it just comes off all awkward. So VIPs
you know what?
are great.
I tried with these last parties. I was like, I'm not being professional. I'm being myself. I'm just doing I'm saying what I would normally say. And you know what? It worked really well because I sold over $2,000 this month. So be yourself.
And I think when you are
See, Mary?
Yeah.
What?
When you're a hot mess express, especially in your parties, you show ladies, like, you be like, anybody can do this. Look at, you guys are gonna pay me. You can do the same thing too, and you can start getting paid. And I bet you can do it better than me. Like, that's one of the things that I always love doing. Is like, okay, who knows that they could do this better than me? All right, are you ready to do this with me? Because honestly, like, anybody can do this better than I can.
I tell people that too.
I'm always a hot mess express. I got 2 under too.
Right?
What's up,
I have
Susan?
2 teenagers who never grew up. So I am a mess. They're a mess. We're all a mess. And it's like 2020 never ends. So
What's up, Susan? I see you waving your
If
hand.
I missed it, I apologize, but please tell me how you got 2 people to sign up every month for 12 months in a row.
I just talked to people. I said, let's see. I talked about consistency, watching trainings, talking to people, hosting parties. Talk about why you love Color Street. I think that's a big one too. Be authentic. See, we were just talking about that.
But how? Like, are you doing this through messaging? Are you doing this?
I mean,
how are you doing this?
So I don't know when these people signed up because I love you guys, but I have no idea when any of you signed up. But I will tell you that if I've signed up people that were like my best friends, I've signed up family members, I've signed up people in parties, I literally did my nails at gymnastics one day, and this girl was like, is that Color Street? Like way up high. She's on on here, see? And I was like, wait, I think I saw her name. And she ended up joining. Like, what the heck? And then I met Michelle through Color Street or through gymnastics, and she ended up joining. So like some of it's in person, but a lot of it is in Messenger, like especially because I really haven't gone many places. But I talk about it like a lot, and like, I don't know, it just comes out. That's just how I feel. Like when somebody says to me, I love these nail polish, I'll never wear no regular nail polish again. I'm like, you better get paid for this then. Let's make you some money then, okay?
yes,
so in parties, of course, replying to stories. I didn't talk about that. I will literally just scroll through my stories until I see, but I set a time. Like, I'm like, all right, I got 15 minutes to scroll through stories, right? So I'll scroll through stories, and I'm like, ooh, that looks like somebody I should say hi to. And then I'll talk to them, and I will like compliment them if it's a compliment thing, or just talk to them. I really just talk to people, and I really just tell them to join all the time. I really do. I'm like, you should join. Why don't you join? Why aren't you doing this with me? One time I literally messaged a girl. She was one of them. She had a party for me, and then I really didn't hear much from her. We were Facebook friends, but it wasn't like I met her in a party. And it was like a year later. And she posted like a beautiful mani on my wall. So I sent her a message at like 10 o'clock at night and was like, dude, why aren't you doing this with me? Like, what is stopping you? Like, what is stopping you from joining right now? She's like, I don't know. We talked for like 2 hours and she joined. So like, never underestimate the power of just asking.
Like, you make it short and sweet, not, hey, do you want to hear about the opportunity? You're just like,
no, I never do that. No. And it must work because people do it often to me. But like this girl messaged me and she was like, hey, what are you doing in 40 minutes? Are you interested in a health and wellness training or something? And honestly, like, I have been like crazy busy, like have not had a moment to myself. So I was like not interested at all, but I wouldn't have done it. But in my head, I was like, man, I want to ask her what it is that she sells, because I want to know if it's something I can even take. And like what, like if it's just like a class or like whatever, I want to know, but like I'm not going to ask because then she's just going to try to push me on this thing in 40 minutes and I don't even have time to respond to her right now. I have so much stuff to do. So like, I try to really just like put it out there. I try not to make things like a secret. And I learned in a training to message when you're talking to people about the opportunity, send a link and say, this is how you sign up. But it's also, sorry, it's Bob. This Bob's bothering me. This is how you sign up, and this is how, like if you get excited, and this is how you read all the information. Don't worry, you're not going to accidentally sign up. But if you get super excited after reading it and you want to sign up, like, I don't want you to have to wait for me. Because some people, I learned that, and I'm like, in the training, and I'm like, that makes sense because people are pressure jumpers. Nikki, who by the way is on this call, messaged me after me talking to her forever. That's a big thing. Don't underestimate like people. Just because they say no to you does not mean no. I'm not saying like be mean or annoying, but like it's probably not a no. I'm just kidding. So Nikki, she messaged me and said, you have 10 minutes to send me the link or I'm not signing up. And it was a miracle that I was on and sent it to her. And guess what? She signed up. So I think just like, and not like, I am really bad about saying, oh, she wouldn't be interested. She has a good job. And I've learned that a lot in trainings too. Don't do that because you never know. Like, I didn't really need the money or anything. So I probably wouldn't have fit the shoe for signing up, but I loved the polish and ran with it apparently.
And did you have any months that you got more than 2?
Yeah, not this month, not this year. No, it was actually just 2 across the board. I was really surprised, but my highest month was in October when they did that thing. I enrolled 5.
Wow.
So, which was pretty cool. Now that's like a goal. I'm like, I want to enroll 5 every year or every month. But I do think that one thing I kind of struggled with is that I would be like, okay, I have to get my 2 and that's it. So I told myself that this year, I'm not going to worry about that anymore. I'm just going to worry about getting as many as want to join and not worrying about it. And if I don't hit it for a month, like it'll be sad, but it'll be fine.
Sorry, those are my kids in the back room.
You guys have any other questions? April's leaving us. She didn't even leave the music on for us.
So, Kim, have you ever enrolled like a party guest? Like in
What?
Have you ever enrolled a party guest in the party, like during the party?
Yeah, yeah, one girl totally like commented on a post one time and it was like, I said, because there's an opportunity, whatever thing. She's like, I want to join your team. I'm like, what? And I messaged her and she totally joined. So yeah, but for her, I will say that the girl in the party told her to sign up. And that's another thing. Holy crap. I cannot tell you how many people have referred people to me like, hey, just let you know, you should join under her. Like I
signed up under Jocelyn and I didn't know Jocelyn more than the man in the moon, but I was a guest in her party and it was just because I could tell that she honestly was an honest person and wasn't feeding me the direct sales crap, you know. So I'm here to say that I signed up as a guest in the party. And I had been thinking about it because I did love Color Street, but I didn't tell anybody that I had yet. So
that's so cool.
That's how I signed up too.
Yeah, I didn't know at all. So
yeah, I've met a lot of people like in parties that I just like, I don't know, I never would have expected. And they start following me and I'm not like there are times when it's like quick seal the deal, like they're in, but for the most part with me, it's not. It's like pulling teeth sometimes to get these people to join. And it's not in like and I say that because they're on here and they know who I'm talking about. But like it's funny because like even though it did take a long time of like talking to them, it never really felt like stress. It never felt like work. It was just like, why aren't you doing this with me? Like, what the heck? And then like laughing because as soon as they join, they're like, why didn't I do this earlier? I'm like, I don't know, but I told you.
I think my slump right now is I had so many people leave so quickly. There was, one of my downline is that right? Down
Yes.
line, it's not up, so down, who had recruited so many people. And then when she left, they all went with her. So I saw this great team that was growing shrink. So my
Yeah.
motivation kind of went along with that. So for me, it's just getting that motivation of doing that little bit more of work and just kind of putting myself back out there again. So I appreciate you taking the time and doing this tonight.
Thanks.
Susan, can
Like-
I ask, when you say that they left, like they left, they also then decided to quit selling Color Street? Because if the one person leaves, anybody that they brought that they signed up stays on your team. So did they just like
They all left,
They just all
but one. Yeah. Yeah.
We've actually had a few of that in our team, like in different like groups, and it's so hard. And I try to tell people, I'm like, listen, this is if for me, I'm not gonna speak for anyone else, but for me, I'm in this forever. Right. So as my team knows, I was really pushing for executive at the end of the month. Last month, I was really hoping to hit it in 2020. I didn't. It sucks, but it's not the end of the world because I'm going to do this forever. Like, I'm eventually going to hit it, right? Like, do I want to push for it every month? Duh. But is it the end of the world if I don't hit it? No. But it is very hard when it's like you see, you know, how close you are, and then just these people just leave. And there's been 3 different teams that have had a couple people leave, and it's like, it's sad, you know, but I know that, you know, we can't
There's a
really do
lot I
anything.
need to get off my chest. So I probably need to say, hey, we need to chat offline just so I can get it off my chest.
Why don't you message me after this, or do you want to talk on the phone? Well, just message me after this and we'll figure it out, okay?
Will do.
You can just vent away to me. We all need a vent session, let me tell you.
I stay positive. I'm that, positive person all the time. So
I know
Yeah.
it's hard, right? You're like, I don't want to be negative, but like sometimes that's life. Like, I am really, really super positive when I'm up, but when I'm down, whew, I still try to be positive, but it's really hard. I'm bipolar, by the way. Do you guys have any other questions?
I just was gonna say the best advice I've ever gotten on that topic, because I have a hard time sometimes going back to positive, is it's okay to go there, to go to the negative. You just can't stay there. You have to pull yourself back out of it. So go there, cry it out, scream it out, vent it out, and then go back to positive again. But
Yes.
And you know what? You always got to find that person that you can talk to. Like for me, like I call Jackie. Jackie's my sponsor. I've known her for 16 years. I started my teaching career with her. So like when I'm feeling down, I can talk to her about Color Street. I can talk to her about teaching. Like she just gets me. And like I focus on like making sure that there's teammates who know, like you can let me know. I always want people to like bring that negativity to me so that we can just have that bitch session and just like get it all out and then come back and do it so positively. Because when you really just have that person you can go to, it's just awesome just to be like, this freaking sucks. And like, nobody else understands this and I'm ready to quit. Like I have told Jackie I'm going to quit. I don't even know how many times I've told her that I'm going to quit. And, I don't quit, but like, I have wanted to like so many times. And then the like ladies on my team, they're like, you always seem good. I'm like, yeah, because you don't see it. So please make sure that like there's always going to be someone who wants to be there for you and be that positive person and they want to like let you go ahead, yell at me. I have parents who yell at me all the time. So go ahead, yell at me just like you want to yell at that person, and then we'll just go on from there. It'll be good.
Yep.
And Susan, you have an amazing leader in Kim. Like, so to have her as the person that you can bitch to, that is like, you got a good one.
Well, thank you.
So I do have 2 books that I hate reading. So I am not like a reader. Like Jackie tells me all these books to read and I go, yeah, great, I'm going to read them. And then I don't really read them. There is a couple that I really liked. And if you've heard of like Ray Higdon, who's one of those big ones who like does all the online challenges, I found his book Freakishly Effective Social Media.
Oh, I like that one.
And then
it's
he
quick.
also has one for leadership. These 2 books have really like helped me like focus and go, okay, yep, I'm only in this business for me. I can only do what I can for my own personal business. And I can only do what I can for my personal team. So these ones, they're super short. Like seriously, Like
I am not a reader either. Like I do not read, and I read the leadership one a long time ago, and it was a quick read, and I really liked it too. I felt like it was really Josh Coates. Sorry, never mind. Josh Coates. You're gonna hear me talk about Josh Coates all day. Like that is my man. Okay. I love to listen to him. He has a book too. It's called F Leadership, like F. Like
I
with
bought
stars.
that and I haven't read it yet.
Dude, it's very
I
good
bought
because
it.
he really breaks down like the fact that like it's not your job to work your people's business for them. Like it's your job to like show up, do your work, and like I don't know, it's just really good. He talks a lot about mentorship, which I'm like, well, I want to do mentorship, but you know, it comes with learning because I guess I probably do with some people, but don't even realize it. But yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say. I lost it. Sometimes I just keep talking on.
All right.
I'm so glad you made me do this. Well, asked me to do this.
You
I needed to do
like,
this.
what do you mean you want me to train your team? I'm like, you're gonna come train my team. Like this is what I hear from all the leaders. Find somebody who's doing something amazing and ask them to help you. And so that's what I did. Like hey Kim, you want to help me out? And like you could have said no. And I know. I think you tried to, but I don't think it worked out for you that well.
Debbie asked me to do one too, and I was like, I will, but she didn't. See, this is the thing. If you ask me to do something and you don't give me like a time and a date, like I'm not going to come back to you and ask you. But I told myself that if this went well, which I think it did, I would message Debbie and ask her what she wants me to do, and I'll do it. Because you got to do stuff like this is the thing. Like this, I cannot stress this enough. Like you do need to go out of your comfort zone to grow. You do. But there's some things that don't feel right to you. Don't do those things that feel awful to you. Lives don't feel right to me because I'm scared that I'm going to mess up. That is not a reason to not do a live, okay? It's not because I think that anything like when I send somebody a message that has been copied and pasted, they know that's not me. That's not how I do. So it felt wrong to me. This totally different. This is like growing. You got to grow.
I love
it's really hard. Growth is hard.
Well, ladies, we have kept Kim for over an hour. So Kim, I want to thank you so much. Does anybody have any final questions that you're just like, I got to ask her this before we let her go? And if you think of it later, you can always message me or you can message Kim. She'll answer it. I mean, she's got like, all she does is talk to people. So
yeah, it might take me a little bit to reply, but I will reply. I always tell people, I'm like, if I open your message and didn't reply, it's because I forgot. Just message me again. Like for real.
Or if you want to go, hey, April, ask her this, then I'll message her. And then she has to respond to me because we're trying to figure out the Cancun trip. So she can't like not.
Yes, I'm so excited that you're going to be my roommate.
It's going to be amazing.
I'm hoping that they do it on the 13th.
Yeah, we'll see what they're doing. We'll go. We're going to make it fun. But ladies, focus on like the incentive trips, the incentives that Color Street offers you, because those things are just like when you receive those, it's amazing. Like I don't feel like when I did that nail swipe video for conference.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
when I got the email asking me to do that, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm not going to do this. I can't TikTok. I don't know what I'm doing. I asked my daughter Joy for help and then I do it. And then I sent it to Debbie and Jackie. I'm like, oh, I'm such an idiot. And then then I got an email saying we're using it. And I'm like, no freaking way.
It was beautiful.
And then I like had to sit there. I'm like, oh, I can't tell. Like, do I tell people? What do I do? And then like I said, I did a picture because I did a picture. I teased the team like, oh, guess what I'm up to. But that was like in November. So like things that take you out of your comfort zone, like when you do them and then you see them and go, no shit, I did that. Like people are recognizing what I did. So like those things that take you out of your comfort zone, they are really going to be those things that just people relate to and then go, oh, she can do that. I can do that. And I could have done it better. And that's what I want somebody to go, I could have done that better. Please do. And please do that on my team. I would love to see it.
Yes, that's what CJ said. I learned that from CJ, that team leader thing, that trip you were talking about. I learned so much on that time.
Yes.
I think I was going to say something else, but I forgot. Oh, and we want to see all of you next year at so if you didn't get this trip, Punta Cana, because obviously if you're not close, obviously it might be a little hard because we only have like 11 days left, but you have 6 months to build up your sales and your enrolling to practice, because when conference comes, it might be July, I'm not sure, but when conference comes, they're going to announce the next trip. And you want to be ready because we are all going to be partying at the beach next year. I don't drink or anything, but I'm a lot of fun, let me tell you.
She is.
I'm like your
And
friend.
she'll help me pick out my drinks, and she'll be like, that one sounds good. Sure, go for it.
Yeah. I'll even carry them for you.
Yeah.
So you can pretend that you're not getting as many.
You're
but
gonna
I will
carry.
not drink them.
Are
You want
gonna
me to carry yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Help
Well,
me
hopefully I'm going to earn the trip for my husband. Carrying all the drinks. I used to be a waitress.
we'll get you a thing.
Oh, this was great, ladies.
Well, thank you, ladies, for all joining. And it was so great, Kim. Thanks for letting your team join us. And Nail Gals, thank you for joining tonight. I'm really excited that we've gotten to now have 2 trainings this month. Earlier, we had one at the beginning of the month. Now we had this one. So now you probably won't hear from me on a team training for like a couple more weeks. And I'll come to talk to you about. But thank you. Thank you. This was great. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you. And you're going to send the recording, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I'll figure out how to send. I think I might have to send it to you through an email or something, like, because I know I can post it on Facebook, but you're not in my team group unless you want to be in my team group.
Well, I don't care, but can't you just copy and do you have to share it from there to your team group? We'll figure it out.
Like when I hit end, like it downloads onto my computer, and I think because it's so long, I can't just message it. So I might have to email it to you.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I can't ever find mine. It's really strange, but okay.
Yeah, I just wait for like the box that says it's there. I don't close that until I've kept it and I've put it somewhere.
Well, that's a good idea. Good idea.
I'm like, okay, it's right there. I'm gonna do something with it, and then if it goes away, it's no big deal.
Such a good idea. All right, good night, ladies. Thank you so much for listening to me talk all hour.
Hope
you got some good stuff.
You're fantastic. We appreciate you.
Bye.
All right, bye everyone.
Bye.